Welcome back, my dearest Sudden Strike evil players. Welcome back, my dearest evilest allies. Welcome back to ever so amazing, sexy Sudden Strike, where we are playing beautiful, ever so amazing Sudden Strike 1, Sudden Strike Forever, Sudden Strike Gold. And of course, last time we have finally captured our first village that we have seen so many times already. But this time it's ours, and probably for the very last time we're gonna be looking at this map, even though this map is pretty much fucking amazing. But still, on to the right side we have two riflemen doing absolutely nothing. They were supposed to be my kind of a scouting thing, but in all honesty, from what I'm noticing, we're doing quite well, as we have destroyed the enemy artillery capabilities that we know of. We're gonna be continually just moving a little bit left and right, right and left, just to see if possible enemy activity in some locations. You know, hell's bells, if we can find a stash of good drugs, I will be taking them immediately. Now on this side, the broken bridge is gone, 122 is completely gone, the enemy 122s, and that means the gist is in the air, the fun, the glory, the drugs. Everything is there, my dearest friends. No more worry about the Germans, nothing. I mean, if they do try to attack from this location again, we should try to attack them by specifically taking some of our beautiful, we're gonna position more mines, just more mines, more mines, so we can block this off completely, so we don't have to worry about the damnable Germans whatsoever. So let's position some mines where we can, with whom we can. We're gonna leave with an officer over here to overlook this entire area, even though we could position maybe an AT gun here for in case, but on a moving target from the sides they tend to miss, so there is also that. Okay, nice. Let's move in here, guys. Only the riflemen will be moving in. Thank you very much. Drop the beautiful AT gun here. Excellent. Turn around. Are you all full? Yes, you are, which is very important. 30 goddamn shells. Great stuff, because again, we're gonna block in certain passages from the enemy. That's the entire gist here, my dearest friends. We're gonna block certain passages, utilize the AT weaponry to position on these sides, so we can control everything here. Only one needed. Thank you very much. The range should be enough. Yes, exactly on the edge of the bridge side here, which is good. That's exactly what we want to have with the AT guns. We don't want them to have basically here, if the enemy does charge with something so massive that we can't defend, at least we'll have a chance to, at least for their beautiful riflemen, submachine gunners, that wouldn't have a huge range towards the AT gun. That is the important thing. Okay, so again, let's gonna pick up all the possible AT guns. We're gonna also pick up every single possible unit out here. Like every mother humping unit that is not doing anything will be picked up. We'll be moving towards the village. Amazing job, guys. Amazing job over here. Now, now it's time to push into the enemy. Now it's time to do the good, bad, and the ugly. But first we have to prepare ourselves. What I've learned through gaming of my life is prepare defenses first and foremost before raping the Germans. You want to do it this way because it's much smarter. And again, we could position some mines right on the edge there, so it would be a definitive win, if you will. It will be a definitive win. Okay, let's get again more of my beautiful riflemen. It's all about picking up the riflemen and dropping some nukes upon the Germans. A lot of officers also everywhere. Isn't that nice and cute? Actually, that's a submachine gunner. This is an officer. Thank you very much. And let's now drop some nades. Okay, everybody full on mines? Always a good thing, my dearest friends. Always a good thing. Let's tell them to position the mines right here to the side, so when the enemy does try to do some unbelievable maneuvers, they're gonna get fucked. Though, to be honest, only one German dead here, and we have disabled the Tiger tank right here. Unbelievable. I expected more, but it could happen as we really move into the main village here, which is the main village. We want to capture it, but of course we also need to know that our flanks are completely protected. A lot of AT mines will be so much beneficial. Believe me, I know this crap. Sudden Strike 1 allows you these things. You can of course build, as I said, I don't think, like, you can build Dragoon Tutsensis, that is the AT thingies, should I say the tank traps or whatever fucking thing it's called. You can build the hedgehogs, of course repair the bridge, build pontoon bridges. It's a very nice thing when you know that in your game you can build pontoon bridges. You know, not many games allow that, building of a pontoon bridge. It's so cool that you can actually do it. It's so freaking cool. Let me position again, and you cannot stack mines on a mine, which would be kind of ridiculous, but still, you can try. You can definitely try. We're gonna again just drop some beautiful mines so we can block off possible tank routes. The tiger went this way, like around here. And now if we had the mines, he would be completely disabled, and probably even if you repaired, he would go on secondary mine and definite death for that tiger. Let's see, all the mines not yet fully dropped on the ground. Good stuff. Let's drop all these guys over here now that they are completely empty. Not these guys. Oh, again, still everybody over here first and foremost. Defense first, attack later. That is what the Sunstrike 1 allows in Sunstrike 2. Now in Sunstrike 3 that was completely changed. What many people did not like is that you have constant attacks from the enemy. So you have this tug of war where you fight constant battle over these small hills, rivers and valleys, and the enemy just isn't standing there like here, for instance, that we have that situation where they're just standing there doing absolutely nothing. Like at the moment they are waiting for that script to happen where they're gonna be charging in on you with everything they have. In original in Sunstrike 3 they completely changed that now you do definitely need to watch out, to be smart how you utilize the supplies, even though you do get constant supply of reinforcements over time, that is. You still are gonna probably be getting the most basic stuff, nothing heavy. So mostly special, cool looking tanks are gonna be the ones you wanna keep alive for the entirety of that specific mission in Sunstrike 3. So again, usually you would be getting it that way in Sunstrike 3. The basic tanks like the M5 Stuarts, basic tanks like the M4A2 Sherman, those like you would get probably a lot, but those bigger ones like the M10 Wolverine or even Pershing you would get in a small number, because it would be kind of OP if your entire reinforcement it consists of the greatest troopings of the greatest troop. But you have to capture certain positions, and if you capture them you might get super reinforcements, right? Of course, again, the enemy constantly attacks. Now, as I said, in this one, it's just the enemy waits for your attacks. They wait for it, as I said, script, when then they just move in on your ass, and that's it. And you know, you can remember that. So again, that's something people did not like. I did not like that the first time I tried Sunstrike 3. I honestly did not like that, but now I adore it, because in general I wouldn't be able to do this in constant without looking all over the place because of possible enemy intrusions. Again, that's quite understandable, right? It's quite understandable. Let's bar drop again some mines, because possible enemy routes, might even go again this route. There are, you know what, I can't move these two for some reason. Okay, now I can. Okay, who are you? You're a submachine gunner. Okay, can you move? No. Okay, stay where you are. Submachine gunner, enter this building, this cafe, and then we're gonna be able to see if possible enemy attacks come from this location. Now we can tell them to not to open fire, but they will open fire, because that's gonna give us an insight that the enemy is actually on the move. This could be a problem. This could be a problem if they give you a lot of infantry. But again, that's if the enemy. This is all if. We do not know. Again, that I do not know. I cannot remember. All this positioning is just for in case. Knowing Sunstrike myself, being the veteran I am of the Psychic Wars, I should know that the shit can happen. In all honesty, shit can happen. So let's position some mines here. There's definitely not a lot of mines in this specific location. Thank you very much. Over here, drop a nade over here, should I say a mine over here. Now in Sunstrike 2, as I said, you have engineers, right? In Sunstrike 2 you have engineers that can set timed explosives, timed mines or whatever. They can set up anti-personnel mines and anti-tank mines. So I mean, there are more options, but as I said, it's if you're willing to take that kind of a job, if you will, time to invest a lot of time for, you know, putting mines on position that you have no clue if the enemy will even touch upon those positions, because it's the same as here. We are just guessing onto which the position the enemy might come. Again, that tiger might have been indication from which they might come around when the time comes. Again, these are only anti-tank mines, not the anti-infantry mines. So there is that. Making a web of mines is a good thing to do. Okay, I think we are pretty much done now. This is all I need. They're not gonna, like, oh my god, put every mine on the entire map. You can do that, Manja. You can actually do that. Put the mines on the entirety of the map. Did I not move you guys? Did I really not move you guys? No, not you. We do not want you. Oh, god damn it, shift click, everything is a shift click here. Okay, again, let's get over here. We're gonna put them in a more open spaces, because I like finding all your units like this can be troubling. Okay, let's build a pontoon bridge right here. Start building it slowly but surely. We still yet have no, like, only one AT gun over here. That's pack. I need other AT guns. We have this Pack 38L, we have cash from the Germans, and of course we have the field gun of our own thingy. And we're gonna be continuing opening fire a little bit, though we have waited out a little here also for the Jimmy trucks to resupply themselves slowly but surely. It takes quite a time for them to get back to their own original huge chunk of resources moment, because again, the bigger the caliber of the thing you're feeding, the more it eats of your resources. Considering that we cannot find any goddamn damnable evil things called evil things that are the crates. Now, are there? Yes, there are crates in Sunstrike 1. Of course they are. What the fuck am I? Yes, there are crates in Sunstrike 1. Understandable, right? Let's continuously build, destroy this town as much as possible. Like, completely annihilate the living crap out of all the citizens in this town, because let's be honest again, there could be a lot of SS troops inside these buildings, and we don't want those guys popping out their heads and killing my units. We've done well with 122s, the enemy 122s. I'm very, very happy with that. Okay, it's time to move these guys from the beaches. Finally, and I do mean finally, they've been standing there doing nothing for so freaking long. But again, so many units, you know, this is the Southern Strike way. But the thing also is that, you know, most people don't know the Southern Strike games, which is very sad. Very, very sad, because again, Southern Strike games are such a uniqueness to the RTS genre. Because of just the fact that the amount of units they have, like, if you just combine all three games, you have so much replay value along with huge chunk of missions and of course units. So many choices, so many mother humping choices, plus the mods, plus everything. Very strong modding community. Sadly, you know, the thing about modding community for Southern Strike is that it's very careful about choosing whom they play with, and they're very more nation stricken, I guess. You know, like, you know, if it's a Russian mod, only Russians will play it. If it's a German mod, mostly only German communities will play, and specifically communities around that specific mod on those forums and all that. So you're not gonna find huge open spaces to play with people selling multiplayer, but still you can always find a few friends, family and all that, rape, pillage and burn them, and have fun that way also. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Oh, so many beautiful AT guns. So many beautiful AT guns. Let's get them all over here now. Like, that's a huge chunk of infantry, tanks and everything. Like, oh my god. Just again, hold the control and they're gonna have a nice kind of a positioning here. Let's see, what do you have? We have a heavy machine gunner and a submachine gunner. Thank you. Are all chips empty now? Nope. Okay, that's a crew member. The tank crewman, again, kind of useless. Good for, I guess, just for scouting now, because again, no ability to capture. Did I not tell you? Oh, you don't have. Oh, as you can see, no more on 94, 97. Like, no more ammunition, no more building supplies, so he cannot finish off the bridge. You have to wait a little bit. No, we won't. Oh, we can build additional point. Thank you very much. Now in Resource War, they've added the ability to repair buildings. Resource War added the fuel element, but they also had the ability to repair buildings. Also added the ability, specifically Resource War, not Sunstrike, the Resource War, added ability that tank crew members cannot see, so it's even smaller view of the tanks for the tanks alone in by themselves. So the only thing they would see without popping up the commander on the tank is this amount. So they're gonna see a small amount in front of it with the driver. That is, only the driver will see the actual stuff. So anything behind them to the side, they will be completely blind to it. That's a very nice addition, but only added upon to the Resource War. And as I said, I'm not really a fan of the Sunstrike 2 and Resource War, just for the fact that everything looks bleak as fuck. It's like a freaking Armageddon happened, and it's like, holy crap, I just don't like that. I like these colorful colors, you know, well, not overly too colorful, but colorful colors enough to, you know, like, they have some kind of a personality. The terrain really looks lively, which is important. I might leave some submachine gunners to guard this area, just for in case, you know, to give us a little bit of insight what might happen if it happens, right? If it happens, like drop these guys over here, we have a lot of infantry, so it's not really a problem. But I prefer to keep the riflemen in position to do the massive damage upon the enemy. So again, 80 guns everywhere, 80 guns everywhere. That's how we're gonna be doing it. 80 guns everywhere. Wherever we can position the 80 gun, we shall position an 80 gun. Let me drop an 80 gun on the middle right here where that destroyed thing is. Good stuff, excellent. A huge chunk of infantry here waiting to do something. Let's continue building this and finishing off the pontoon bridge. It's a very small pontoon bridge, but enough for vehicles to pass through. Now Hidden Stroke 2 also added, which reminds you, Hidden Stroke 2 was supposed to be an official expansion. It wasn't. But thankfully it wasn't, because honestly, as much as good Hidden Stroke is, the biggest flaw is how overly too realistic it tries to be. You have the tanks that can break the bridges if they are too heavy and stuff like that, for instance. You can even, I believe, utilize trees to put your snipers in, or haystacks and stuff, or you know, stuff like that they added, for instance. But the worst thing they did is making units so fragile. Doesn't matter what it is, but the worst thing is the infantry is useless, and that's something I cannot accept in any game. When infantry is useless, unless it's a CNC game where infantry is basically a fucking useless thing, I don't like it in Sunstrike. So having that kind of infantry that is just completely just dies, poofs immediately, just poof, and it's a GG for him, and that's something I cannot accept. So I just got so annoyed after a while. I just could not say, like, I want to play this game. I don't want to play it anymore. Like, Hidden Stroke 2 may have interesting missions, may have interesting capabilities, but the fact lies in that my units die so fast that I cannot try to micro them before they die. You cannot really enjoy that aspect. Realism is great, but it cannot be applied in full in games, and it should not be applied in full in games. You know, shooters, sure, they can try, they can do it, but still, to some people it would be a little bit just too aggressive. In certain games, it can be aggressive, way too aggressive to have such a thing. Also, this definitely under enemy control, of course. Okay, as you can see, a huge, now finally being moving, oh yeah, of course, we have some field guns not doing crap.
Transport ready.
Can't do anything about that, I guess.
Artillery ready.
Now do remember, we can move artillery guns with you, don't have to actually move them with vehicles, but I still prefer to move them with vehicles. Okay, excellent. Let's get my trucks down over here. Collect all the other field guns, everything that you can. Thankfully, again, most of them have been captured by us, which means that I can just look down the map and find them easily. Over here, thank you very much, and I want to position this pack over here. Now, over here. A little bit closer, but it's fine. Again, too bad we cannot repair these blindages and these buildings, because that would be kind of beneficial to position our own units inside there. But again, it's about to be us being aggressive than actually just standing there doing absolutely nothing. And that's the gist of it, at least. That's the gist of it. Thankfully, I have a lot of jeeps also I can utilize as a bait for the enemy. Let me see, where can I position you? Oh, okay, I'm not gonna position you. That's too blind of a spot for me to do it. I'm just gonna utilize this and of course repair the bridge. And if the enemy does really try to do something, I can just destroy the bridge, and that's gonna be a GG for the bridge, of course. But I just prefer to do it my way, or just utilize the highway, I guess. Okay, what's next to be captured? To be moved, that is. Let's see. Now this is where the big map would help out quite a bit. You know, press M and you can see the entire map. You can see every goddamn unit on your map instead of just looking at the mini-map specifically. It would be quite more beneficial, to be honest. And I'm glad that they've added that in Sunstrike too. Okay, the rest of you move in. Okay, beautiful. You've captured him. Sexy like a beast. I like that. I like that. Initiative, people. It's all about the initiative of our trucks. Good stuff. So where are we going to position this? As I said, it's going to mostly be for defensive purposes. Not for the assault purposes, of course. Like utilizing a goddamn static gun for an assault purpose. Are you fucking crazy? Actually, I can position this one here. Occupy this bad boy. Submachine gunner enter here. Submachine gunner enter here. Having two submachine gunners or even more units around it is actually a good thing, for the fact that, my dear evil friends, is if they are disabled, or I should say killed, the additional units around it, you can easily just pop them inside that empty now AT gun. That's very actually a good thing in multiplayer, but in all honesty, in multiplayer you can really, you know, as I said, it depends on how, with whom you're playing, how you're playing and all that, but it gives you a lot of options, of course. But the thing is, do you have the time to really micro everything, or are you gonna be chasing the balloons and all that? In 1v1, I'm definitely saying too much aggressiveness is there, but in team battles, yes, you definitely will have a time to really concentrate on defense as much as offense. I've never experienced team battles, but from what I've seen on the YouTube, from people that actually do play multiplayer, I've seen it looks freaking amazing, of course, but as I said, finding these communities can be a little bit hard. As I said, they're much closed in groups. That may be a completely bad thing for Sunstrike, because since Sunstrike 4 is coming out, the thing about Sunstrike 4, I will have to again mention this, Sunstrike 4 is not Sunstrike 4 made by Fireglow, first and foremost. It's made by people, and most of these people are the guys that made Panzer, codename Panzer's games. Codename Panzers. Now, if you never played Codename Panzer, I advise you to do so, because they're fucking amazing RTS games. RTT, you don't build units also, you buy them, you utilize them for skirmish, multiplayer and all that, and what you have is what you have, for instance. Amazing looking graphics, even for today's standards. My god, I just love the look of the infantry. The thing is, the Sunstrike 4, as I mentioned, are made by the Storm region. Those are the guys behind the Codename Panzer's games. And it feels like a Codename Panzer game instead of Sunstrike game. From all the footage we've seen, it's definitely more, it's not a bad thing, but I would prefer to know that that is actually what I'm saying it is. It's a Codename Panzer's game. You know, like, it's not anything else but Codename Panzer's game. It's definitely not a Sunstrike game. So, hell's mother humping bells. But yeah, I mean, I hope it's gonna be amazing. I do hope. I mean, we need a lot better World War II RTSs that I can actually enjoy. But as I said also, that mostly people try to dumb down or satisfy the mainstream audiences too much. And that kind of kills the game. I'm so, as I said, glad so that Cossacks did not do this. Cossacks did not fuck up that. Cossacks 3 specifically did, well, Cossacks 3 did not fuck up that, and we actually have an amazing game on our hand that is a true HD remake of the original game, without dumbing down anything for bigger audiences. And that's a good thing, my friends. That's a very good thing. Okay, I have too many guns in this location. Let's pop up a gun over here, and let's pop up a gun right in the background here. But again, as I said, I'm not expecting that the enemy will be having a huge chunk of everything. Let's pop up the gun over here. Turn all our guns towards these locations. I don't think he'll be able to open fire, being blocked by the thing. Let's see. Can you? Yeah, you cannot open fire. No. Okay, so definitely not a good position for that AT gun. Most of our tanks, everything is gonna be moving towards, across the bridge, and that's it.
Transport ready.
Most of them are gonna be crossing the bridge.
Come on.
Like every tank possible, like all the Shermans, all the M5s, like of course, and we need to capture the city. And the city is probably very well guarded, that's why we're bombing the living crap out of it. With everything that we have. Just click, 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 and I hope that it works. And hope that motherfucking works. That you actually disabled a lot of stuff across the board. Excellent. Just wave that ammunition. I mean, we captured those 122s. Thankfully, we're utilizing. We could have captured these, but it honestly, like 3 122s are enough. And considering how much they eat, you know, like no way I'm gonna be able to feed 6 of them. So even with this amount of supply trucks, you still won't be able to feed them properly. So there is that. Over here, thank you very much. Just collecting every possible infantryman. Get over here. Okay, this is what I want to do also. I'm gonna position some infantry right here. Again, just to overlook certain areas in case the enemy does the good, the bad, and the ugly. And hopefully I notice if they try to outflank us with something. And I did put one unit here, and hopefully I will notice the battle that will be maybe. I mean, I'm presuming that the Germans should be able to come from these locations. Let's enter this house, and we'll be able to maybe a little bit control them. But as you see, all of our units, we don't have any bazooka men. We don't have any, you know, any kind of rifles, anti-tank rifles. So we only have nades. So you know, maybe we don't have. Maybe they're forever at that. But again. Strange enough, we've seen, of course, the Germans have the Panzerschrecks and all that. Good for them, of course. Bad for us that we don't have that. But again, bombs are there. But everybody has bombs against AT bombs, that is, or whatever bombs in general, I guess. Nades, should I say. Grenades. So we'll see how that's really gonna go for us in the long run. But again, I have no clue. I can't honestly remember. I mean, you play with so many different games. So many different games start mixing in. And you just have no idea of who the fuck is paying, who the fuck is raping and pillaging the children. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I'm gonna leave again these guys, not a huge chunk of these people, but I'm gonna leave them here to overlook these beautiful things, to guard them, if you will. And although I do not know what the fuck would be able to attack them, but still, why the hell not guard them a little bit? I'm thankful that my airborne here survived. Here, beautiful. You, what shall I do with you, my friend? I have no use for you, actually. I honestly have no use for you anymore. Well, if I'm gonna make a proper defense lines here, why the hell not, right? But still, I don't expect Germans to attack from those locations. They could, but I don't expect them to do. It's time, I think, to repair the bridge. Let's repair the bridge. Z and click, and you can see the repair. Now, I think Sunstrike 2 and all other, of course, you can immediately see the repair button when you go over the bridges. In this one, you actually have to manually press on the repair and then press on a bridge to actually start repairing the bridge. Is that it? Did I really move every single unit? I know I left this one. Okay, get the fuck out of there. Everyone moves in. Just imagine now the Noble Warfares open fire 122s. Now that would be a fucking hell. Like, all these just go poof, and it's a GG immediately for the demon. And as you can see, I don't save at all. So even if this game crashes now, it will be a complete GG. So guys, I wish you the very best next time. More love, more drugs, and finally crossing the bridge.